What is the name of is it the Celtic pantheon?
Yeah, Celtic pantheon, and then some. You got your Lady in the Lake and Arthur stuff.
Oh. Did they give me a Celtic pantheon in the deities and demigods?
They might not have. I don't know.
I think in the original one they did. In this one they didn't.
Does anyone not need Endure Elements?
I could use it.
Who doesn't need it? I think Ukher doesn't need it, right?
All right, there is a man that has been strung up into a canopy of trees. It looks like his arms and legs were all kind of like torn apart in four directions, like kind of pulled in four directions, and then he was just sort of left there to hang. He has a hollyberry wreath around his head.
Okay. Can I make some sort of knowledge check to determine what thing I'm looking at here?
Sure.
Seems ritualistic.
Knowledge religion.
Okay. Yeah, knowledge religion. I'm really good at the knowledges, guys. I'm not terrible. Actually, that's worth spending a mythic point on. 31.
This man was a worshipper of Sylvanus,
Okay.
who is the god of forests and nature and druids.
Is he considered part of my pantheon?
Yeah.
Okay.
He also has branded into his forehead the symbol of purity.
Oh.
It looks like it looks like his body has been left there as a feast for crows.
So Galath would know this as the servant of the god Dagda, who's the Irish god of druids, agriculture, magic, wisdom, pretty much Sylvanus.
It's a separate god.
Separate god? Okay.
Yep. I think Dagda is the leader of the pantheon.
Yeah, but he's also a druid, fertility.
Yep. Yeah, he would be closely related to Sylvanus, but they're actually separate gods.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. We need to cut him down from there. No one deserves to be like that.
Pass without traces on all of us, or all the horses, and whoever's traveling.
Okay. You've been traveling for days, so I'm assuming you've been doing this while you're going.
Pass without trace. Yeah.
All right, you cut down the guy. No one is around to stop you. You determine that this has probably happened maybe a week or so ago.
We'll find a little place off the path, and we'll bury him under a pile of stones.
Okay, Ukher has no problem
Moving rocks. Yeah.
moving rocks around. You managed to bury this guy. This is kind of on the edge of the forest as you're leaving the plains. You begin to enter the Protectorate of Carebran. I need a town name.
Waldron.
Waldron.
It was not terrible.
Okay. You actually see the smoke and fire from Waldron. You vaguely recall, Galath, that there are mines, that they might mine iron and other metals in the hills around Waldron. Waldron's basically where...
Mining town.
Yeah, it's a mining town. You know that there's a castle at Waldron.
Okay.
Are
Do
you
we have to
going...
go through Waldron to get to
You,
our...
you can avoid it. You can take other roads and other paths, but civilization is there. Probably a few thousand people.
Okay. I think we'll go through.
Like
We're not going to draw... What's that?
You're going into Waldron?
Yeah, we're not going to draw any special attention to ourselves. We're just going to pass through this... Just follow the most direct route. If that takes us straight through town, fine. If it takes us, kind of roundabout through the fields, fine, whatever.
Okay. So you start approaching Waldron. At an extreme range, they actually start firing crossbow bolts at you.
Huh.
You can hear yelling, and there's guys in the towers that are firing down.
So, I mean, I have a banner of Cairbrand that I'm waving. So.
They seem to be firing at Altagar.
Oh, right.
I am not liking the way this is turning out.
Crossbow bolts kind of hitting puffs of
All right.
smoke.
I'm gonna spur my horse, and we'll get up there and put a stop to this nonsense.
Okay, you spur your horse forward, and they eventually stop firing. There seems to be maybe 4 guys up in like a castle tower. When you start approaching beyond that, they start ringing a bell, and pretty soon there's a whole minor keep that's a buzz with activity. The fact that you didn't have any guns being fired, maybe things haven't spread here. You're not sure.
Yeah.
But your group eventually walks right up to the castle. The castle sort of overlooks a smaller town, and then the mining works are probably further away into the hills. But there is a lord that is addressing you from behind crenellations.
Galath has his helmet, or his visor up, I guess, and he's looking up at the...
There's maybe 100 soldiers in this little keep.
Okay.
You haven't seen any of the smoke powder weapons.
It's a good sign.
Means it's time to take this keep.
Surely they'll be sympathetic to us after we've killed all their guards.
Oh yeah, Ukher and the Altagar and the others have base. Do you have deflect arrows, Mark?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. So you guys stayed a little bit back, kind of well out of
Yeah.
range, and Galath rode forward. I guess Lemmy is an elemental. Is that what you're traveling as?
Yep.
Okay, so you're a little air elemental kind of flying beside Galath. What wizardry is this? You travel with a giant.
I am Sir Galath of Cairbrand. I seek peaceful passage.
Your heraldry is an old sigil, no longer used.
I am of an old lineage, but I still live.
You shall surrender yourself to our... to the Warden of Waldron.
Only myself, and we will speak terms. Galath gets off his horse.
Okay. They're
He takes his sword off of his belt.
They're lowering a small drawbridge and about a dozen very nervous-looking guys in splint mail are kind of running across the.
I'm going to very quietly retract my armor back into my ring.
Okay. They come up to you and grab your wrists.
Galath isn't going to resist.
Okay, they've got a pair of shackles. They're kind of like hand manacles.
Sure, it's fine.
Okay, they clamp those on. What you doing? Says Lokrik from way back.
I'm going to
luring them into a false sense of security.
speak back in Celestial, which will be translated to
Yep.
Lemmy. Just let them take me for now. I'll be all right.
All right.
Stay outside the town for a little bit while we work this out.
Lemmy's invisible.
You got an hour before I push Castle over. Says Ukher.
Right.
Lemmy goes invisible and is following it.
Okay. They usher you and your horse in. They take any weapons that are visible on you.
Yeah, I left my weapons on the...
Okay, and then what are you doing with your hat, which doesn't disappear into the armor? Your helmet.
They can try to take it if they want.
Nah, I don't think they're too concerned with a helmet at this point.
Till it starts talking to them.
Yes.
I tell you what. I'll tell the helmet to fly back and stay with Oberon for now.
Oh, they're all frightened of the helmet, and it flutters away. Yes, okay. The helmet goes flying back to the others. You're brought before a portly man in studded leather armors. He seems quite frightened. He's got a bassinet helm that's much too small for his head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the warden of Waldron.
Greetings, Warden of Waldron. Where's your lord?
My lord is the Lord Marshal of Nalbren.
You have no lords here, just...
I'm the Marshal. The Warden. He actually says Warden.
You're the Warden. All right. So no lord...
Well,
There's no lord of these lands.
the Lord of Waldron's, he's long gone. You've been gone for some time, have you?
Almost 2 years.
The Consolidation has changed things.
I see that.
Well, well, why am I explaining things to you? Who the heck are you?
I am the brother of the Lord Marshal. Here, see my signet ring. It's on his fingers.
He glances to your silver hand. Are you a member of the priesthood?
I am a knight of Nuada,
Are you?
chosen by the silver hand itself, bearer of his holy flame.
What's that creature that's out there? Is that some sort of giant?
Would you believe me if I told it was in fact a dwarf?
It's not natural. I mean, anything that's not natural has got to be,
Hold your tongue before you speak to me. I am nobility and you are not. Let me out of these cuffs. How dare you hold a lord captive?
Okay, give me a diplomacy check.
That I can manage.
Or is it an intimidate?
No, it's diplomacy. It's I mean, this is the way you do things. There's a hierarchy here, and you're overstepping your bounds. I'm not threatening to do anything to you personally, but a 54 with a mythic point.
Well, I ain't supposed to let you go.
Trust me, doing me a favor will do wonders for you. I'll even put in a good word for you with my brother. He's telling the truth.
He seems really unsure of what to do next. And then his eyes go back to the silver hand.
Well, pardon, knight, if we don't want any purifications going on around here. That's for certain.
He orders his men to undo the bindings.
Much better. So glad you decided to cooperate. Now, let us speak as equals. This is your town, your responsibility.
I am the warden.
It seems you've done a good job. Everything seems in order, well kept, well maintained. Your men are responsive. It's an excellent garrison. Now, to business. We seek to pass through this town, and I return to my ancestral holdings at Fortress of Nalbren to speak to my brother. You will let me go through, and that will be that.
Okay, his head's bobbing up and down.
You will not harass me, nor will you harass my entourage, no matter how giant or unnatural they may seem. Do we understand each other?
Are you bringing them to the dungeons?
How dare you question
Well, I'm
what I am doing?
assuming.
How dare you assume the intentions and missions of nobility? Do not make me rethink my first impression of you. I saw at first a man talented, devoted, loyal to his position, and yet suddenly before me I see one questioning nobility, questioning his lord.
You have been gone a long time, haven't you?
I certainly have.
You best be speaking to your brother about such things.
Yes, I intend to do so.
We've seen a lot of nobles dragged through here in chains, a few of them from Waldron even. They got a little bit, disloyal, as you say.
Yes. You wouldn't want to be...
Well, I'm not
Disloyalty
noble.
is an unfortunate thing.
Don't worry, we'll send word ahead to your brother that you're coming.
Word ahead was already sent. Do not think to go over my head. It is not your place.
Okay, he's bobbing his head yes. Give me a sense motive.
It's fine, I'm going to intimidate him. $24.
Is that the sense motive, or that's the intimidation?
That's a sense motive.
Okay.
What is he is he going to do as I say, or is he being duplicitous?
Oh yeah, you've set off all sorts of warning bells.
Let him go. You can have his weapons. Your silver hand. We're faithful to Nuada around these parts.
He's trying to come up with some rationalization as to why he's letting you go. You kind of startled him with your confidence, but he's now kind of piecing it together.
I'm going to touch him with my silver hand, and we'll do lay on hands on him.
Okay.
A blessing for your loyalty. So he gets healed and cured of disease and remove curses and such.
Okay, I think there's a caster level check versus.
There is,
yeah.
but unless it's some terrible thing, it's going to be...
You're gonna cure him of some sort of shaking that he's got.
25 for the disease.
yeah, he doesn't have a DC 25 disease.
Very few creatures would.
He's rubbing his hands and he's not sure about something, but he gives you a nod.
Praise be to the silver hand.
He seems really nervous that you touched him with it, though.
Praise be.
He's looking around
He
the
who
room.
brings both mercy and vengeance.
That, sir, he does.
And he makes the hand out symbol, that the sort of the greeting for
my lord, he says.
When I'm all done with these things, I will return and properly reward you for your loyalty. It means that too. He's going to turn around, go back to his horse, get his stuff, and we're going to ride through this town without challenges, so help me God.
So you kind of ride halfway between the castle and the town. You've got people looking at you from the towers, from the small walls of the keep, and as well as from the town. People are kind of coming out to have a look at. There's a knight. They seem to be really impressed at there being a knight. There's some whispers about he's just riding out in the open.
Goddamn right we are.
Then they seem really concerned about the giant.
Bitches must know who we are. Must not know who we are.
Galath,
I see
Galath-
the plan. We go in
Galath
with...
grabs his banner,
Yep.
which is on the end of his lance, and he hands it out to Altagar, like, here, you should carry this for a little bit.
Okay.
Just hold it above your head, he says, quietly.
Well, how long I gotta do this for?
Just until we're through the town. Once we're out of sight, you can give it back. It makes a good impression, trust me.
Yeah, alright, fine.
Turning your fellow PCs into your standard bearer.
Hey, if a knight has a giant for a standard bearer, that guy's gonna be pretty badass.
All right, so you basically you get through the mining town and into the forest, the snow-covered forest, as you're marching towards Cairbrand. Give me a percentile.
Okay. 74.
Okay, no significant encounters as you're passing through the forest.
Wild merchants attack. They're throwing coins. Wait. Stop. I like fun encounters.
You are approaching the hills. You know the way up to the fortress of Cairbrand, and you actually see... Let's see.
Oh, Marty, I'm invisible at this point.
Cairbrand is already a fortress, but...
Yeah, it's a pretty big... It was at least a... I think it was a fortress in disrepair at the time of the...
Okay, so you've got... There's a new settlement, and we'll call this a... You've never seen quite a layout like this before. It's triangular shape.
Okay.
And then each of the triangles have kind of like a fortification that looks like an arrow.
Huh.
So they're all different angles.
Interesting.
And the triangle's a little less of a triangle and more of a star, like a three-pointed star.
Okay.
Galath's mind is racing, and he's like, archers would have... You could line up more archers because of the indentations than just a straight wall. It's all made out of wood, like they built it hastily. But there are horses and soldiers and little carts being pulled behind some of the horses. As this is basically...
I don't understand. The walls, they're too short. You can climb right over them with a ladder.
There are granaries, storehouses. Like a small town has kind of sprung up near this fort. You can actually see little portholes in the sides of the walls. You're having a hard time figuring out what weapons you'd stick through the portholes.
Yeah, Galath was looking at this like, it doesn't make any sense. The walls are so low. You can just climb right over them. What sort of fort is this?
But you do see that this fort does have men that are going around in a lot lighter clothing, like they're not heavily armored.
Ah, yes. Those weird uniforms that we saw from the...
What is the French word for star? Is it étoile?
Yeah,
Yeah,
étoile.
étoile.
Fabulous.
Tres Italien is another word for this thing.
We're just gonna call this place étoile. All right, you're sort of looking at it as you wander out, maybe about a mile away. They've cut back the forest, perhaps to build the fort, or perhaps to provide view. They don't seem to be overly anxious about your approaching. They are guarding the natural valley in towards the fortress of Cairbrand, as well as the road that leads up to Cairbrand. Like, this is built on an outcropping overlooking the road.
Okay. This wasn't here the last time I was here.
It has a feel of military about it, but also like supply route. Like, there's lots of comings and goings, even though it's winter weather. It's a bit of a nicer day this day.
Do you think we could... I'd better not start attacking just yet. Not before I've had a chance to reach Cairbrand. What do you think?
Lokrik's looking up at you like it's your call. They're going to notice Altagar soon.
Yeah.
It seems like they'll notice me as well. Knights
Whoa.
don't ride around openly anymore.
Does Ukher have Shrink Person as a spell?
As a
I think it's reduced person, isn't it?
What is it?
Reduced person, yeah.
Reduced person? Yeah, that's what I...
Oh, look.
I somehow doubt that's. It just
Right,
seems
it
like
just seemed like sort of not the thing he would ever
Screw it.
say. He'd be like, that's
Let me research this spell I will never want to use on myself.
Lemmy takes his ring of invisibility off and gives it to you. This is only for a little bit.
Oberon does not know Reduced Person.
Okay, Altagar takes Lemmy's ring and puts it on.
Okay.
Now you can go invisible.
The standard action, you can go invisible.
Oh, okay.
Want that back?
I'll have to find me first.
So I'm taking it off my character sheet, okay?
I'll put it on my.
Well then. I suppose we could ride through.
And I'm still thinking
Adam's character? Yeah. So those are the player names. The character names... do I have them on here? Let's see.
No, you don't.
Let me
Not
switch.
on the pages.
Oh, I don't.
I messaged you about that.
A Skywalker.
Oh, there we go. On that map we do.
Well, it does seem to be that I'm the last of the Silver Knights, and
So Ukher is Adam's character, Altagar is Mark's character, Galath is John's, and Lemmy-O is Ahmed's.
so yes, I approve of the Skywalker comparison. I find that acceptable.
I was like, John doesn't look like Skywalker. Oh, his character. Okay, I got it.
I don't know. I've got the big beard. Mark Hamill's got the big beard.
Right.
You look like you're from Duck Dynasty.
So are you guys just
That's
approaching?
actually what I prefer.
Are you approaching the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm invisible.
Okay.
I'm going to. I think I'm going to
Taking
retract my
chances.
armor for now, and I'll approach.
All right. There are some people on horses that do come up to you. There's a group of 4. They are wearing winter cloaks. They do have like a blue uniform on with silverish or gray buttons. One guy's got a bigger hat than the others.
He must be the leader.
And he's the only one that doesn't have like a two-handed long arm.
Oh, he has a smaller.
He has
firearm.
a smaller silverish-looking weapon, like a
Fire
curved,
stick.
a
Fire
curved
wand.
wand at his belt, and they're just approaching you. He raises his hand.
Galath is gonna hold up to stop.
Peace be with you.
Peace be with you. We seek only passage to the fortress.
Heading up to the fortress, huh? He looks at Oberon, and then the little flying zephyr of
I don't know why you didn't turn into a bird, you idiot.
Oh,
a little flying zephyr of air, and then a dwarf with a big axe. He's like, he's got this suspicion written all across his face. What's the meaning of this? Who are they?
Ambassadors.
They're not human. Ambassadors from where?
Many other places. We're going to speak with the Lord Marshal.
Lord Marshal's business, huh? Alright,
So
give
it
it
is.
over. He holds out his hand.
He holds out his hand like, I have a ring, there's a signal on it, and you should look at that.
I like your approach.
You don't have any papers.
Why would I need papers? I'm the Lord Marshal's brother.
His eyes grow wide. Give me a sense motive.
Okay.
He's stopping, he's thinking.
19?
This officer. Would you care to come to our tent? We've got some coffee to warm you up.
It would be wonderful. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time. I've been traveling for quite some time, and I'd like to get back to the fortress. Perhaps another one. When I'm done, I'll return. I'll take you up on your offer.
I'm afraid we must insist.
I see. On whose authority?
I'll take this. I don't know who you think you are, but we're the authority around here. You notice the men are getting nervous, and they're not quite pointing their guns at you, but they have them out. And then this guy's hand is definitely on the hilt of his curved wand boomstick. They're not the best horsemen. Some of their horses are actually kind of doing that circle as you're trying to, you're trying to contain
They
them.
have to
and that
make
sort of
ride
thing.
checks in combat.
They also might be smelling Altagar, and they not
Right.
quite realize that there's the pain.
I tripped them!
Lording over them, breathing hot breath on the horses.
Where is there a map?
As it so happens,
No, it's just
as I mentioned,
Okay.
my quest is something of a matter of urgency.
Well,
So,
we won't
if-
keep you long.
if you would prefer, could simply offer you some coin to pay the toll for passage.
Coin, huh?
It's not dishonorable to pay people to stand down,
Nope.
especially when I know I'd gut them in like 2 rounds.
He's thinking for a moment. it looks like he wants to talk to his men, but he doesn't want to do it in front of you.
We should insist that you come back with us to the tent. We'll straighten this all out. You'll have my apologies if you are who you say you are.
Are you trying to bribe them? Is that what you're...
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to bribe them.
They still want you to come back to the tent.
Of course they do.
Give me a diplomacy check for offering the bribe. You've got a -4 for each of the non-human races that are with you.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
they have specific orders.
Not him.
So, Lokrik, Oberon...
Well, are they going to make their knowledge nature check to figure out what Oberon is?
They know he's not human.
How do they know he's not human if they didn't make their knowledge nature check?
The dude knows he's not human. So my,
All right.
it's not human. He looked weird.
All right. So,
minus
Lokrik, Oberon, Ukher is a human.
Ukher's human. He's fine.
Well, he's not, but they don't know that.
It's an orc.
Well, it's a fucking werewolf, but they don't know that.
Right.
So at least 2, so that's -8.
Oh, and then Lemmy's a little magical Zephyr. We'll just give it -2 because they don't know what that is.
Okay. I'll spend a mythic point. 41.
How much gold do you have on you? We can just turn the other way. Are you sure? If they...
And he raises his hand, like let me talk kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, he pulls out a pouch. He goes, "So there's about 89, 90 gold pieces, and there's another 9 or 10 gold's worth of gemstones in there."
9 or 10 what?
Gems.
Okay. They're looking at the pouch.
It's a weighty pouch.
Yeah. The soldier actually takes his hand off his gun and reaches for the pouch.
He plops it in his hand. It jingles.
He pulls it back.
You may want to skirt around by the edge of those trees. If one of the patrols catches you, it's not our fault.
Nor would I hold it against you.
He's just confused at your at the strange menagerie, but you're going towards where he's just considering himself lucky.
Right. He made money, and someone else is going to get to deal with this problem.
Yep.
Galath goes and just kind of starts gathering up his guys to walk off.
Okay, the patrol ends up kind of trotting off, and apparently anyone who was watching saw the patrol approach you and then go away peacefully. You may be watched by these strange walls, or by people behind the strange walls as you find your way up on the cart trails that lead up to the Fortress of Kerbrand. They've been expanded. The roads have been widened between the Fortress of Kerbrand and the Etoile.
Are they paved?
Lockstone?
No, but they've been flattened.
Okay. Wagon ruts or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic that happens through here. And you are now quickly approaching the place where there was the great slaughter that your brother led. Finally, almost as you're approaching the festival grounds that you came across before, you see anchored outside of the fortress one of those massive galleons.
There it is. A floating castle of wood.
Oh, it's a very big boat.
Ukher's laughing.
So you could pick it up.
It might break.
I don't think he's worried about that.
It might break in half like twig.
Well, I'm not going to shed any tears if their boats break in half.
Yeah, wonderful sort of flags off the boat. It is rolling around in the water a little bit. It's like there during the winter, which is probably difficult. The Fortress of Cairbrand does have a natural bay, however, that protects against a lot of the winds. And the Fortress of Cairbrand looks like it's been partially reconstructed. Things like that don't reconstruct overnight, so there's still scaffolding. There's a bunch of scaffolding over some of the towers, and it looks like part of the roof has been replaced. And there's a smallish town that sprung up at the base of the Fortress of Cairbrand, and you can see that there are many banners that look like they're a combination of your family's sigil and the sigil of like the Golden Lion.
The tree and the lion. Interesting. Well, there we are. That's where I was born.
All right.
Let's see.
And Lemmy, could you turn to something more inconspicuous than a living wind? You know, no one would look twice at a bird.
A large earth elemental, you mean?
Turn to a fire elemental.
Fire elemental.
He was running through the fortress, lighting the drapes on fire.
Tapestries burn.
I'll do a diminutive bird.
Okay.
And I'm stealthing.
All right, Galath, you and your companions have marched almost right up to the slopes, where not quite the front gates of the Fortress of Cairbrand. There are some people that have probably noticed that there are somebody coming forward, but you haven't been stopped. There was traffic along the road. People looked at you strangely.
Okay.
Merchants and people doing the business of tending the castle and to their own homes.
All right, give me 2 minutes, and we're gonna do this thing.
All right, we need a bio break. All right, fine. Synchronize the blenders.
Okay.
Hey, Dat988. Welcome to the stream. Just taking a quick break, and we're about to get into some Storm of the Castle business.
Yo, Gat, what's going on, man? Or girl. Or hey.
Swedish fish. All right.
I like the German fish, yeah. Good, good.
It is the Swiss fish.
Okay. Oh.
All right. So, in the dying light of this wintry day, you go riding up to the fortress of Cairbrand. You point at it. You tell your companions this is where you were born.
You tell Ukher to push.
All right. I'm going to go up there. No matter what happens, follow my lead. I may have to surrender myself to get in.
You Lemmy hides. Hold on.
But if they do attack you and you need to defend yourself, don't feel too bad about it.
Can I like put Lemmy in my pocket or something?
You can, but it won't turn him invisible.
You have to eat him first until he's dead. Wait,
I hide
that's...
him in my mouth.
So you try it. You pick him up, and if he struggles, then you turn visible.
Okay, well, I'm just going to assume that doesn't.
Hide with a 53.
Okay. So Lemmy's small and a air elemental, and you're hiding.
Diminutive.
Oh, you're a
Diminutive.
bird. Okay. Okay. He's a little cardinal today, and he's flying around. But he can talk.
Shower, buddy.
Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
See, what are you doing?
You should turn yourself into a parrot. No one would think twice. That's a talking parrot.
Or you could turn yourself into a falcon, which would be a completely natural thing to be around someone of noble birth.
Give me a cracker, you
Okay,
motherfucker.
so you've got your invisible giant and your hiding druid up your sleeve.
Fuck, your guys love real bad. Just give me
You
the
do
word.
notice, Lemmy, there's some movement along some of the walls of the castle that are facing you. Perhaps you've been spotted.
I'm ready to cast a spell.
Okay, are you just going to stand outside the castle, or what are you doing?
We're following Galath.
Yep, Galath is standing there, looking up at the castle.
Galath is going to start riding his horse down towards the main gate.
Okay. The main gates, by the time you reach there, are open. They're well lit, and there are two ranks of soldiers in breastplate with poofy blue, like shirts with their puffy arms. They have helmets. There's a rank of 6 of them that are on their knees, or one knee with guns pointed towards you, and then a rank behind them that have guns pointed over their shoulders, and then a small army of, you want to call them squires, but you probably know that they're not called squires because these guys are not knights. Servant boys running around and gathering up stuff.
Okay.
Detect magic as we approach, Murray.
Okay. You are not detecting any magic coming from the soldiers.
Oh, these are trumps.
Hell!
Or maybe the odd, like, minor trinket. But there's lots of rustling into place.
Hail! I wish to parley!
Not another step closer. You'll surrender yourself in the name of the Lord Marshal.
Speak terms to your commander.
Terms. Come down from your horse and surrender yourself now. All of you! Alchkar is like, they don't even see him. Should I draw this?
Oh, Galath is gonna... Very well.
How many tigers can I summon?
He's gonna get down off of his horse.
Count.
Um,
Go cats. Feed in this hallways of food.
yeah, alright. Yeah, he'll get down off his horse. He'll start walking with his hands up and out away from his sword hilt, or his sword belt.
Lemmy is trying to sneak beside him, like I would guess there's a drawbridge or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a large open gate, and the drawbridge is down. Here, I'll drop some tokens down for these guys.
Dead meat 1, dead meat 2, dead meat 3.
So we'll call them...
Call them small quantities of XP.
the Carebrand Dragoons? There we go. Dragoon is a good word.
Which map?
Just on conversation layer.
Okay.
You got 12 of these guys all lined up. I'll uncover some space to the north, and I'll draw the doorway. Kind of grand double doors. They've all lined themselves up. There's 6 and 12. And then Altagar is standing there, and he's invisible. They don't know what pain they're in. They're about to be in. Oberon is riding a horse. I need a horse token.
No, Oberon's on a...
Oh, he's on his floating magical carpet. Like that's not inconspicuous.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Oberon's actually sitting on his flying carpet. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, right.
Legends, characters. Okay. And then we've got Galath is on a horse.
He dismounted.
Lemmy is there. Ukher, I guess, is riding a horse even though he doesn't need one. And Lokrik is riding a horse. Let me find that horse token. And the first tokens that I get for horses, a bunch of undead horses. That's my miniature library. Okay, there are some war horses that you bought. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they're yelling for, and Lemmy's a little diminutive bird off to the side here, writing a spell. Get down off your horses and surrender! Keep your hands high in the air! Do it now! Do it now! They're yelling.
Galath is gonna calmly lead the way.
Okay. Ukher's glancing over at Lokrik, and Lokrik's glancing over at Ukher. What's your play, lad?
Come with me or don't. It's alright. You both have means to escape if you need to. I need to get into that castle. I don't need to kill anyone to do it.
I'm with you, whispers Lemmy.
I'm not letting them capture me.
Well, tell them who you are. I'm not going to take a king captive. At least they shouldn't.
They seem really on edge. They're yelling at you.
Galath comes forward a bit.
Okay, there
Lower your arms.
are
There's no need for violence.
two more of them that come scampering out of their line. Surrender your weapons.
My name is Sir Galath of Cabran, Lord Marshal Leon's brother.
They
Stand down.
don't look surprised. Surrender your weapons. By order of the Lord Marshal.
Stand down.
Okay, they are.
I will-
Where are your weapons?
I've got a sword on my belt.
Okay, they're asking for your sword. As you burn down your apartment. Altagar, what are you doing, man?
Oh, he's just waiting to get in there. There's snow on the ground, you said, right?
Yeah, there's snow on the ground,
You
although
have-
there's a lot of tracks going in and out of the
You have
main,
pass
main
without
area.
trace. You have
Oh, I have pass without trace.
You don't leave any tracks.
I'm gonna sneak.
Okay.
Sense motive. What are we dealing with here? These guys are not surprised. They knew I was coming.
They knew you were coming, and they're under orders, direct orders.
Go ahead, shoot.
All the AOOs, is that what you're saying, Mark?
All the AOOs. Oh wait. Let me just make sure. All the AOOs. Wait.
Leave them alive, he says loudly, and before he starts.
You see, like what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know. I think that's initiative when you start yelling them. Leave them alive. Let's open the initiative sheet.
You're so killing half of these guys easy.
Yeah, we'll see how tough these guys are. This will be interesting.
Galath, do you want me to look for your sister?
There's Lemmy-O making friends with everyone's sisters.
Oh shit.
I think it's Remy is the one that was doing that.
No, he made friends with Lokrik's sister.
Oh, that's true. He did, dude. He did.
Yes.
Mark,
Okay, fuck your sister.
Alright, I'm gonna nuke the initiatives.
Yep.
And then start rolling. So Ukher gets a 4. And then we've got we're gonna call these the Dragoons. Oh, they got a 5. Damn it. Lemmy-O, what'd you get?
5.
Galath, you already put yours in. Altagar, what'd you roll?
He rolled a 16. I'm trying to get to the page.
Oberon rolls a 4.
Yeah, tough.
And Lokrik rolls a 12. Okay, Altagar, you're the first to go. You get this. You get the sense that they're. Yeah, when Cal is yelling things about leave them alive.
I am
ready.
Yeah, he's delaying,
Okay.
basically.
I'm
He's gonna go the pip after them.